So now that I've completed every single soundtrack from the musical category nominated for a Tony, I will now give you my predictions for what I think is going to win all of the nominees. Now, I'm going to tell you that I will also be doing plays, but I'm going to say that this is probably one of the hardest years ever because almost every category is extremely hard because they all deserve to be nominated. There's nothing here that I feel shouldn't be nominated. Well, I mean, maybe Scandalous and Hands in a Hard Body, but I heard that Carolee Carmello was incredible in Scandalous, but anything for Hands in a Hard Body, I don't think that should be nominated because I heard that wasn't a very good show. So we're just going to get started, and I'm using the USA Today Broadway app. You can actually vote on this app and predict who you think is going to win. So I'm just going to get started with how they go first, which their first category is Best Play. Now, for me, I haven't seen any of these plays, but I think it could go two ways. I think it's probably going to go to Vanya and Sonia and Masha and Spike. First of all, let me tell you the nominees, though. You got The Assembled Parties, Lucky Guy, The Testament of Mary, and Vanya and Sonia, Masha, and Spike. Now, from the results at least, most people are thinking it's going to be Vanya, either Lucky Guy and Vanya and Sonia, Masha, and Spike. I think it's probably going to go to, if it goes to Lucky Guy, it's going to be, I think Tom Hanks is going to get Best Actor, but I don't think it's going to go to Lucky Guy. I think it's going to go to Vanya and Sonia, Masha, and Spike, because I heard it's one of the most fun times you can have in a play. So that's what I think should win for Best Play, either Lucky Guy or Vanya and Sonia, Masha, and Spike. I don't care about the plays. I care most about the musicals. Best Musical is extremely hard because it's either going to go to Kinky Boots or it's going to go to Matilda. There's no doubt in my mind that thinks it's going to go to anything else. I would say honorable mention for A Christmas Story, but it's not going to go to A Christmas Story. So I'm going to be realistic here. Kinky Boots and Matilda both had fantastic scores and a great cast, and I would be fine if either of them won. I don't care which one wins. I would probably want to see Kinky Boots win, but I think it's going to win everything else. So if Matilda doesn't win anything else, it should win Best Musical. But if Kinky Boots is winning everything in the night, but if, Kinky Boots is winning everything and then Kinky Boots wins, I won't be upset. If either of those win, I won't be upset. As long as Bring It On does not win, I'll be fine. Although I rethought that, it's not a terrible show. It just, some of the musical numbers, it didn't flow right, I don't think. Best Revival of a Play. We got Golden Boy, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, The Trip to Bountiful, and Orphans. I'm thinking it's going to go to Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf because that's one of the most popular plays, and I heard they did a lot with it, so it's probably going to go to Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. So we'll have to see with that. But Best Revival of Musical, in my opinion, it's not very hard to pick who it's going to be. I'm going to tell you right now who I would really not like it to be. I do not want Annie to win because they have, as I told you, the most ridiculous accents of all time in that show. Broadway.com did a award ceremony for awards that aren't given out, and most pointless accents, Annie won for that because they sound like they're from Brooklyn and they're not supposed to have accents. They do not have accents in any of the other versions, so why do you give them accents in this? It doesn't make sense. The rest of the cast was great, but it's not the one I want to win. I want Pippin to win. Pippin should win, and it will win. But I could see something else happening here. I could see Cinderella winning, which I would really like it to win. But I do think Pippin is going to win. And if Cinderella doesn't win, then we'll see what else could happen with Cinderella, because it is nominated for some other things, and I will get to that. But I think that Pippin should win, and it will win, because it just was a really great score, and it was a lot of fun, and I thought Matthew James Thomas and Patina Miller were great. I thought Andrea Martin was great. I thought Terrence Mann was great. The whole cast in that show was phenomenal. Honestly, they really, really were. The whole cast in that show was just great. So that's the one I would probably want to win for Best Revival. But if Cinderella won, I would really like that too. Edwin Drood, I don't think they're going to win because they're not on Broadway currently, and people are probably going to forget about it. But it was a lot of fun. But I do think Pippin is going to be the one to win. All right, best performance by an actor in a leading role in a play. I could see two things happening here. I think it's going to go to Tom Hanks for Lucky Guy, but I think it should also go, if it doesn't go to him, give it to Nathan Lane. Nathan Lane, you know, he's a really good actor. I've heard he's really great in this, but I do think it's going to go to Tom Hanks and Lucky Guy, which is why I think that the best play is going to go to Vanya and Sonia, Masha, and Spike. Because really, Tom Hanks, I heard, was the thing that kept that show together and held the glue in that show together. So we'll have to see what happens there. I don't really care about the plays, as you can see, but I am doing it because people are going to say, why didn't you do the plays? Why didn't you do the plays? So I am. All right. Best performance by an actress in a leading role in a play. We have Laurie Metcalf, Other Place, Amy Morton, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, Cicely Tyson, for Trip to Bountiful, and Christine Nielsen for Vanya and Sonia and Masha and Spike. I think it's going to go to Cicely Tyson for A Trip to Bountiful. I don't think it's going to go to anybody else because I heard that she really was the best in that show and that she really was incredible and that show's so great because of her. I forgot to say, though, in the Best Revival category for a play, that could win A Trip to Bountiful. But I do think it's going to go to Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. But I do think that Cicely Tyson will get Best Actress. Because, I mean, she's like 80-something years old, so she might be in her 70s, but, you know, she definitely does not look old at all. And she looks older in that show, and I think that's really good how they did that. So I would really love to see her win. It's probably going to be one of her last awards if she wins. Now we get to the two hardest categories in this entire show. All the categories are hard, but I think these two are the categories that so much could happen here. Best performance by an actor in a leading role in a musical. You guys don't realize how hard this is. You listen to these nominees because it just sounds hard from listening to them. Stark Sands for Kinky Boots, Bertie Carvel for Matilda, Billy Porter for Kinky Boots, Santino Fontana for Cinderella, and Rob McClure, Chaplin. It's so hard here because there are a couple things I would like. Honestly, the race is between Billy Porter and Bertie Carvel. It's going to be one of them. But I would not be upset if Stark Sands won because I thought he was really great in the show as well. I actually thought he was probably the best in the show. I thought Billy Porter was great too. But Stark Sands was fantastic as well, and it'd be great to see him win. He's not going to win, though. I think Billy Porter's going to be the one that wins, but Bertie Carvel, I got to acknowledge him as well, because with Bertie Carvel, he did such an amazing job in that, because he's unrecognizable as the Trunchbull. You can't even tell. If you listen to him in interviews, you're going to be like, no, he can't play the Trunchbull. It's got to be somebody else. It's him. That is Bertie Carvel, so if, you know, that's him. So I can't believe that, you know, I can't believe that's him, and for that did his amazing performance, and I really hope that, you know, I really think he should get it, but I also really did like Billy Porter and Stark Sands. Rob McClure, he was nominated because he was incredible in Chaplin, but I do think Matthew James Thomas should have been nominated in place of Santino Fontana. Because while I thought he was great in Cinderella, I thought Matthew James Thomas was great in Pippin. And the reason I say that is because now we get to probably the hardest category of all in Best Performance by an Actress in a Leading Role in a Musical. I have no idea what's going to happen here because of the nominees. We got Stephanie J. Block, The Mystery of Evelyn Drew, Carolee Carmello, Scandalous, Valisa LeKay, Motown the Musical, Patina Miller, Pippin, and Laura Osnes, Cinderella. You guys know how much I adore Laura Osnes. Like, I love Laura Osnes so much. I think she's such a great actress. I would love for her to win because she's never won anything. I want her to win so much. But Patina Miller was great in Pippin. Like, she was fantastic in Pippin. I thought every song she did was great. I loved all of her songs in the show. So all the songs that Patina Miller did in Pippin were great. Stephanie J. Block was fantastic in The Mystery of Evelyn Drew. And the thing with Stephanie J. Block is, this is her first nomination, which a lot of people are probably going to be like, what? No, that can't be her first nomination. It is. Because she's never been nominated for anything. She just got, the only thing she's ever been nominated for was the Audience Choice Awards when she won Best Diva in the Audience Choice Awards, which was fantastic, and that was her first award. it's incredible that this is going to be her first award if she gets it. I just think it's good that she's nominated. She's probably going to be in a bunch of really good shows, but I don't think she's going to get it. Lisa LeKay was great in Motown. Like, she did a really good portrayal of Diana Ross, but that show is not good enough to win anything, I don't think. I think it really comes down to Patina Miller, Laura Osnes, and Stephanie J. Block. One of those three wins. I would really love for Laura Osnes to win. A lot of people are saying Patina Miller, but I would really love Laura Osnes because she should have won in Bonnie and Clyde. She should have won for Sandy in Cinderella. She should have won for Best Supporting Actress in Anything Goes. Everything that Laura Osnes has done in the show, she should have been nominated for. And she should have won because she's just that good of an actress. Bettina Miller was great in Sister Act, and I would have really wanted her to win Best Actress that year. But she's great in this too. So, I mean, if either of them get it, I won't be upset. But I would really love for Laura Osnes to be the one to get it. Alright. Best Direction of a Play. I don't really care about this one, but I'm going to go through it anyway. Bartlett Shear, Golden Boy. Pam McKinnon, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. Nicholas Martin for Vanya and Sonia, Masha and Spike. And George C. Wolfe for Lucky Guy. According to the poll results on this app, it looks like people are thinking George C. Wolfe for Lucky Guy is going to get it. But then some people are thinking Pam McKinnon for Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf is going to get it. I think Lucky Guy should get this one because, as I said, I don't think they're going to win Best Play. I think everything else they're nominated for, though, they should win because I think Vanya and Sonia, Masha and Spike is really what's going to take them down with this, though. And I think Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf could take them down as well because, I mean, I heard they did so much more with that revival and that it was such a great revival. So, yeah, we'll have to see. Best Direction of a Musical. This is really hard. We got Matthew Warchus, Matilda, Jerry Mitchell, Kinky Boots, Diane Paulus, Pippin, and Scott Ellis, Mystery of Evan It's probably, I'm thinking, this is incredible because this category, it's tied for Pippin and Kinky Boots. And I think it should go to either of those shows. With Pippin, they reinvented it, they made it better. It wasn't really a show that I loved. The soundtrack was good. Like, I kind of was saying how the original soundtrack was good, but it's nothing compared to this new one. This new one's amazing. They really did the show a lot of justice. But Kinky Boots was great as well because it was an amazing score and amazing performances, and I don't know who could get it. If either of them got it, I would be fine. If Matthew Warchus even get it from Matilda, if any of these four people get it, I'd be fine. So, yeah, I am going to tell you which one's not going to get it. Scott Ellis from Mystery of Ellen Drew. He's not going to get it, but I do think it's going to be either Jerry Mitchell or Diane Paulus. So, yeah, I think should win, will win either of them. Alright. Best Performance by an Actor in a Featured Role in a Play. We got Danny Bernstein for Golden Boy, Billy Magnuson for Vanya and Sonia and Masha and Spike, Courtney B. Vance for Lucky Guy, Richard Kind for The Big Knife, and Tony Shalhoub for Golden Boy. Most people think Courtney B. Vance for Lucky Guy, and I think he should get it because I've seen clips of him, and he is amazing. As I've heard, I think he really is going to get it. I think he should get it. Also, I forgot to say, with Best Actor in a Play, Alan Cumming was not nominated. Macbeth was not nominated for anything. And I think they weren't nominated because they're just a little too weird for this award show. They're just a little too weird, and I think that's the main reason why they weren't nominated. Yeah, that's a bad reason, but they're a little too weird, and he kind of plays all the roles, so it would have been hard for them to nominate him, but I do think that Courtney B. Vance for Lucky Guy is going to get this one for Best Performance by an Actor in a Featured Role in a Play. Because if Alan Cumming was nominated, technically he'd have to be in every single category in a play for him to be nominated. You know, like actress, actor, because he did all the roles. Best Performed by an Actress in a Featured Role in a Play. We got Condola Richard for The Trip to Bountiful, Carrie Coon, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, Judith Ivey the Harris, Judith Light for The Assembled Parties, and Shayla Grant, Vanya and Sonia, and Masha and Spike. Judith Light is probably going to get it because the Asylum Parties isn't going to get anything else. I did see a clip of her on the Broadway Backstage special on ABC. She is very funny in that show, and I do think she should get it. So Judith Light for the Assemble Parties is probably going to get it. Alright. Best performance by an actor in a featured role in a musical. Terrence Mann, Pippin. Keith Carradine, Hands in a Hard Body. Which, again, Hands in a Hard Body, why are you nominated for these things? You shouldn't be. Keith Carradine, no, I just read that one. Carl Brown, Motown the Musical. Gabriel Ebert, Matilda. And Will Chase, Mystery of Edwin Drood. I think it's going to go to Terrence Mann. I think he should get it because his song was very funny. And it's definitely one of the ones that sticks with me throughout the Pippin soundtrack. Like, it's one of the ones I always listen to. And I think he's fantastic on the song Words of Science. But Gabriel Ebert was very funny in the Matilda on the Matilda soundtrack. So I thought he was very funny. And then Will Chase was great in The Mystery of Edwin Drood. But I do think it's going to go to Terrence Mann because, I mean, he's that old and he can do that. That's fantastic because I think I think he is definitely going to get it. So Terrence Mann will win and should win. All right, best performance by an actress in a featured role in a musical. Keala Seattle, Hands in a Hard Body. Victoria Clark for Cinderella. Andrea Martin for Pippin. Lauren Ward for Matilda. And Annalee Ashford for Kinky Boots. Now this is probably one of the hardest categories there is because I think it could go to 2 people here. Actually, I think it could go to 3. Or 4, actually. I think Victoria Clark was great in Cinderella, but she's not going to get it. Andrea Martin is clearly the favorite here, and I think she should get it because No Time at All was a lot of fun. But also, Annalee Ashford was adorable in Kinky Boots. Her song, The History of Wrong Guys, is one of my favorite songs in that show. It's very funny, and she's great in that show. She has a really good accent. Lauren Ward and Matilda, she was great, but she's not going to get it. Andrea Martin is clearly the one that's going to get it here, and I think she should win, but I also think Annalee Ashford should win. But I mean, she has so many years ahead of her that she's probably going to do another really good show that she's going to give a really good performance in. Now, she did a great performance in Kinky Boots, but I don't think she's going to get it because of, Andrea Martin. If Andrea Martin was not nominated, then I'd say, oh yeah, Annalee Ashford. And actually, when I heard the Kinky Boots soundtrack, I said nobody can beat Annalee Ashford. But then I listened to Andrea Martin on Pippin, and I saw how great she was. So I thought, okay, nobody is going to beat Andrea Martin, and that's true. Nobody is going to beat her, and I don't think anybody can. I don't think anybody will beat her, and I don't think anybody can beat her. So Andrea Martin is definitely going to get it for Pippin. She's going to be the one to get it. All right. Next category is Best Choreography. We've got Andy Blankenbuehler for Bring It On, Peter Darling for Matilda, Jerry Mitchell for Kinky Boots, and Chet Walker for Pippin. Now, most people are thinking this is going to go to Chet Walker for Pippin, and I think it should, but I also think Jerry Mitchell should get for Kinky Boots because that soundtrack really makes me want to dance, and I think it has some amazing choreography, especially in Raise You Up, and everybody say, yeah, the whole soundtrack is like dance-filled, and I definitely think that has some great choreography, but I think Chet Walker for Pippin is going to be the one to get it, so I don't know. It's either going to go to Jerry Mitchell or Chet Walker. So either of them would be fine. Hang on a second, guys. I gotta get my charger. continue with Best Score. We have Tom Anastasio and Amanda Green, Hand in a Hard Body, Cyndi Lauper, Kinky Boots, Tim Minchin for Matilda, and Paysak and Paul for A Christmas Story. Paysak and Paul are definitely going to get something in the future because they are a really good duo, and I think they did an amazing score for A Christmas Story, but they're not going to get it. Cyndi Lauper is going to get it. She's going to be the first woman ever to get this award, and she's definitely going to get it for Kinky Boots. I think she should. Tim Minchin, though, I think he did a great score for Matilda as well, so either one should get it. Best Book. We have Douglas Carter Beane for Cinderella, Harvey Fierstein for Kinky Boots, Dennis Kelly for Matilda, and Joseph Robinette for A Christmas Story. Honestly, I think this one should go to Douglas Carter Beane for Cinderella because, I mean, he changed it up so much. And he made such a great story with the prince, and I really love that dynamic that he did because it really does show on the soundtrack. And I really do love that, so I think that's really good how he did that. So I definitely think it should go to him. But Harvey Fierstein, if he got for Kinky Boots, I wouldn't be upset because I think Harvey Fierstein did do a really good job with it, so I think he should get it as well. Alright. Best Orchestrations. Cinderella, Kinky Boots, Matilda, Motown the Musical. Matilda. I think Matilda's going to get it. Because Matilda, I think, really had a great orchestra. But I think Cinderella actually is going to be the one to get it here. Because Cinderella, they had I think Laura Osmond said they had like a 75-piece orchestra. So that's incredible how they did that. So I would definitely think I think it's going to be Cinderella. So Cinderella is one that I think is going to win here. Best Scenic Design of a Musical. There's no question of what it's going to be, but we got Kinky Boots, Matilda, The Mystery of Edwin Drood, and Pippin. It's going to be either Pippin or Matilda. That's what people are thinking, and I mean, both of them had great sets, and I heard that all the sets were great for all these shows. So I think it's probably going to go to Matilda. I think they're going to take more of the technical type of categories, so I think Matilda's going to get it. Best Costume Design of a Musical. Cinderella, Kinky Boots, Matilda, and Pippin. I think this one is going to probably go to Cinderella because I heard the costumes were really, really good, I heard. Best Scenic Design of a Play. The Assemble Parties, Golden Boy, Lucky Guy, and The Nance. I think this one is probably going to go to The Nance. Best Costume Design of a Play. And yes, I'm going fast with these because I don't really know what to say about these. Cyrano D. Burgak, Golden Boy, The Harris, and The Nance. The Nance. Best Lighting Design of a Musical. Matilda. Best Lighting Design of a Play. The Nance. Best Sound Design of a Musical. We got Cinderella, Kinky Boots, Motown, and Pippin. Kinky Boots. Best Sound Design of a Play. The Nance. So that's pretty much what I think of the Tony nominees. It's a very good season. I think it's been a really good season for musicals this year. And I just can't wait to see what happens. I just am so excited for these Tonys. I really have loved reviewing these soundtracks, and I think it's been a lot of fun. And I hope you guys have really enjoyed it too, because I've had a lot of fun reviewing these soundtracks. And now that I'm done with it, now I will continue to review the TV shows that were on Thursday night, so I will review those to you. So what do you guys think is going to take it for all these nominees? What do you think is the hardest one? I think a lot of them are really extremely hard. I know this was a long video, but that's because I'm very passionate about this. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoy it. Now, see you guys next video. Okay, bye.